My name is James Williams Jr. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. This is my last video before I carry my black ass to work. First, I'm going to take a quick nap, because I've had a rough day at school. But I want to talk to you guys about martial arts, real quickly. Because I'm watching this dude on this limited video course available, 397 people. 397 people. Yes, I want my free JKD course. For those who don't know, JKD is Jeet Kune Do, the form of fighting formed by Bruce Lee, or Jun Fan Lee, depending on what you want to call it. Why he had a girl name was because his family didn't want him to die when he was a boy. Alright, so moving on. A lot of people want to know, can you learn martial arts through videos? And I'm going to say yes, and I'm also going to say no. Alright, let me explain. I know that was like completely hypocritical. Yes, it was, and no, it was not. Because I'm living proof that you can learn things through video. Up until the very first Ninja Turtle movie came out, I had never seen a tornado kick a day in my life. I've seen jumping spin kicks, I've seen front kicks, I've seen side kicks, I've seen jumping front kicks, and not just on the Karate Kid with the crane kick. But prior to that, actually learning the martial arts in and out of dojos, I never saw a tornado kick until I seen Raphael get his ass kicked on Ninja Turtles movie. Alright? Sorry, Raphael. But anyway, the truth of the matter is, once I saw that kick, and I learned it, and I practiced it, and a couple of fails later, I got real good at it. And the same can be said from the reverse tornado kick, because I never saw that on the East Coast before I seen the Green Ranger do it. After the Green Ranger did it, I did it. And then there was another guy who did it, and he did it way better than Green Ranger. I forgot his name. He played on Acapulco Heat, the young guy with the short hair, and not Brian Genesis from Street Justice, because he also did the tornado kick and the reverse tornado kick. See, shouts out to those guys. Those guys are martial artists. Those guys are guys that I looked up to as I was coming up. You know, Brian Genesis has got to be about 50 by now, but he's one of the best martial artists on the planet. Him, Gary Daniels, Chuck Jeffries, Robin Shue. Guys who clearly work with Cynthia Rothrock. Just because they didn't get big name movies, and Robin Shue's done 2 big ass movies, Mortal Kombat 1 and 2, and then he did the ninja movie with Chris Rock and the guy that died. What the hell is the big guy name? No, not John Candy. The other guy. What the hell? Chris Farley. So, you know, Beverly Hills Ninjas. So, Robin Shoes did some pretty decent live, big-time movies, and I don't know what he's doing now, but he's done great movies. And then there's Philip Ree. Philip Ree's done the entire Best of the Best saga. And then there were other martial artists. And then let's go to my boy Larry Lamb. Larry Lamb's a bad motherfucker. And him and his reverse tornado and the other things that he do is just off the fucking chain. And then let's go to Keanu Nguyen. I probably didn't say that right. And let me shorten that. Let's go to every person who's ever been in the WMAC matches, including Ty Mack, who played American Eagle. All those guys are awesome. And if you watch them, you probably can learn from them. And at the end, most of them have a video segment. Yin Yang Man, he's a white guy with one eye. He did a video segment on his style. And Tiger Claw did a video segment on his style. Murmur Chen, Princess, she did a video saga. Turbo did a video saga. I forgot his real name. Herb Perez did a video saga. And each one of them did their special thing for the show. Willie the Bam did a special wushu saga. So, yeah, you can learn the moves from video. But the technique, you need someone to teach you the technique. Or more or less, you need someone to teach you where to use the technique or when you can use the technique. Because what works in the movies doesn't always work in the street. And that's the thing that I will tell you right off the fucking bat. I would never suggest that you run into a street fight with a reverse tornado kick. Now, if that's like your only option, then you go in there with God and pray like fuck did you connect. Now, if you're making a movie, the fancy shit is fine. It's great. It's fucking awesome. It's totally cool. And you'll look really good doing it. In real life, if you go for a tornado kick off the bat, or if you go for a jumping spin kick, I don't highly recommend it, but that's me. If you think you can nail that some bitch with it, hey, I'm not gonna stop you. But I do know that if you miss, you're in deep shit. And I mean deep, 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 deep shit. It also depends on the skill level in the person that you are fighting. You're fighting someone like me, who used to be really good with his feet, and then he had a hip replacement. Sorry, need a snack. And that has to be a little different. If you find someone who's a complete novice, who has potential, you got a better chance of winning. However, I will be honest with you, a novice can beat your ass just as easy as a professional. It's all about timing and luck. In the fight, three things matter. Three things matter. First thing that matters is your fighting experience. That will always be your best teacher. Second, your skill level. Your skill level in the street versus your skill level in the dojo. Now, I'm not promoting go outside and get into scenarios where you have no choice but to fight. That's not what I'm suggesting. But I'm telling you, if you live in a suburban home, you live in a nice area where there's no high school bullies, there's nobody bothering you every day because you're short and ugly like me. No, there's not people picking on you on a daily because you're not over 5'5". You know, your skill level is going to be dojo restricted. Straight up. It's going to be dojo restricted. And if you don't put in the work, you don't have any skills. When you leave the dojo, you do not leave your martial arts at the dojo. Martial arts has to be a way of life, and you have to take it with you. So, again, if you're only going there to train in the dojo, but you don't go home and practice, it's guaranteed that when you get down the street, you're going to get your ass beat. I'm sorry. I don't want to say it like that, but no one likes a truth teller. Now, the third and most important thing. Your opponent's skill level. You're fighting someone who's never been in a fight in their life. You might very well win. You might very well lose. Because a scared person is a dangerous person. And if they're scared that you're going to totally fucking destroy them, or you have a reputation for being a good martial artist, that could change the playing field. A lot. That one person may be so scared that he will call upon strength that he didn't even know he had, which could put you in the hospital. Also, totally destroy your reputation for being a good fighter. Well, remember, your skill level, your fighting experience, and your opponent's fighting experience are three things you really need to worry about. How good you are to you doesn't count to how good someone else is to them. I've been street fighting since I was 6 years old. I started martial arts when I was 7. You could say I probably started younger than that because my dad and them always had a martial art movie on in the house. So again, you can learn the moves from the video, but you have to acquire the skill and the ability to use those moves. Like I said, up until I seen the first Ninja Turtle movie, never seen the reverse tornado kick before the Power Rangers, never seen the tornado kick before the Ninja Turtles. And when I found them, and being that I had already studied martial arts, I had already had the skills to know when to use them. I've never used them in a real fight. I'll be honest, I've never used them in a real fight. Now in a sparring match, never used them. But I've used something a lot more convenient, which totally fucked up the guy I was sparring with. I used some Captain America shit. And it fucked him up because he was in a dojo for more than most of his life. Where I only went to a dojo from 7 to 10. And then from 16 to 19, I took Taekwondo. Maybe 20. I know I took it for at least 3 or 4 years. And then my money caught up with me. It was either make a car payment or pay the sensei. And my mom won't have me missing no car payments because I was the one making them. So I had to back out and Mr. Innocent School. Later in my 20s, I tried to go back, but he would later wind up committing seppuku. So that would end that shit. And the guy that took over was a real jerk. I'm sorry if you're out there watching, but you were a real jerk. And you didn't want to work with me, so, you know. And I went to other dojos around Charlottesville, and I was constantly shown the door. Constantly. And usually when you go to another dojo and they constantly show the door, either you have a skill that the teacher does not possess, and they can sense it and know it right off the bat, or the teacher's afraid that your way might work better than his way. So, International Black Belt Center, they got rid of me. They wouldn't let me come in the door. I went in there looking for martial artists that I can make a movie. The sensei there had none of that. It's like, you're not coming to my school. It's like, dude, I just want to hang this flyer so that if I can find martial artists, instead of actors that I have to train, if I find martial artists, I can make a good martial art movie because they've already been trained. All I got to do is film. And all they have to do is show up. So the International Black Belt Center, when it was by what is now Thai 99, it used to be Pier 1 or something. It used to be by the Carmite. That guy didn't want nothing to do with me in his dojo. He was a rude sensei. Threw me right on out as soon as I walked in and hang up my flyer. He balled my flyer up in my face and then threw me out. Then I went to the Seven Tigers. They wouldn't let me do it. They wouldn't let me get anything. They wouldn't let me put my pamphlet up. And I had went to them years before to join the dojo after I had left Master Ennis and the Three Emperors that closed down. So I couldn't go to them because they had just closed down. I think it was due to money orders or rent or something. But they were a good school, and I was going to them, but by the time I got the money up, they had shut down. So I went to the Seven Tigers. Seven Tigers Sensei told me I was too hardcore because I wanted to fight for a belt. I didn't want to go through this brick-breaking bullshit. I didn't want to go through this board-breaking bullshit because that does not make you a martial artist. It just makes you someone who can break some shit. Alright? Real martial artists know that there's nothing wrong with breaking boards and bricks for testing, except for the fact that you could probably break your hand. Now, I'm a fighter. I've never broken a brick, unless it was like by accident. I've never broken a board, again, unless it was like by accident, or it was so whittled down that I just like touched it and the bit shattered. As a martial artist, you're all thinking, well, how can you call yourself a martial artist? You've never broken a brick. You've never broken a board. Well, when I first started taking martial arts, that shit didn't exist. Alright? Now, I was born in 73. I was born a month after Bruce Lee died. To the day. I was born on the 23rd. He died like in the 20th or something. But I was born a month after he died. By the time I reached eligible age to be trained for an American kid, because in Asia, you hit 3, it's time to learn, buddy. 3, 4 years old, depending on what your family tradition is. You hit 3 or 4, your ass is on that floor, and you're learning shit. Where in America, we're soft, so 4, 5, 6, 13, something that it's become more of a mental reflection, to teach you how to mentally control your aspects and your assets and shit. Where in Asia, it's life, and that's the way it's supposed to be taught. Here, not so much. Anyway, moving on. The whole thing, when I started watching the karate videos and kung fu videos, I watched them every Sunday and every Saturday because it wasn't like I had a choice. I couldn't tell my uncles them to turn the shit, but I fell in love with it. And you have to have a love for the martial arts to want to be a martial arts master. Or a martial artist in general. If you don't love the martial arts, and not for just the kicking and punching, but if you don't just love the martial arts for the fundamentals and the kicking and punching and everything that it gets for you, martial arts is life. It has to be a way of life or it's not doing you any good. Anyway, so I'm gonna stop eating these damn things. My dentist is not gonna be happy. Anyway, if you're seeking fame and fortune through martial arts, which was my plan, of course everything went to hell in a handbasket. But the thing is, if you don't love it, it's not going to love you. And that's when things go wrong. Things go wrong when you get cocky. I'm not saying nothing wrong being cocky, because sometimes cocky can save your ass if you can make other people back down. I have stories to tell, I can tell you. But I'm never been cocky. I've always been ready to do what the fuck I need to do. In other words, I'm saying Kung Fu is my life and my art. God help me if I'm about to use it. Last Dragon. And there's no bullshit behind that saying. God help you if you ever have to use it. Or God help you survive if you're not good enough while using it. Now, all through school, I trained and trained at home every day. Train. Homework, training. G.I. Joe, training. Everything I could do, you better believe my G.I. Joes could do it too. Except for when I wasn't able to do backflips anymore. I still let the Joes do that. Anyway, oh, that's a big cat. Sorry. Windows over there. So anyway, I never fought in school. I had one sparring match where I did the Captain America thing. And that like totally fucked my opponent up because he said, well, damn, I ain't never seen that. But he's a black belt. And I said, you're a black belt, huh? I said, yeah, I've been studying blah, blah, blah. And I was like, uh-huh. I said, well, I've been studying since I was 7, but I don't have a black belt. He's like, why is that? I said, well, I'm going to tell you, a belt is good when you're in a dojo. And it gives you rank, it gives you authority. People bow their heads a lot. You know, people appreciate the fact that you've taken the time to break a few bricks, break a few boards, and yeah, all the time. But I just showed you that being a black belt does not mean you're going to win. And it's like, yeah, but who taught you that? I said, I thought that shit myself. I said, when all else is lost, pull an audible. It's like, you like football? I said, no. But I know when all else is lost, the fight's not lost until you stop breathing. Pull an audible. It's like, well, how'd you learn it? I said, man, I read comic books. If Captain America can do it, I can do it too. That was my way of thinking. It's still my way of thinking to this day at 44. Back then, I think we were like 16 or 17 when we were sparring. Before Leatherwood caught us, we sparred every day. And him being a black belt and me being a novice or a martial artist without a belt, more like a Ronin, I won every sparring match. He switched styles, I switched right along with him. He'd do something, I'd pull something else. I was like, I thought you only know this. I said, yeah. But I adapt very swiftly. He said, but that's capoeira. I say, uh-huh. How'd you learn that? I seen it on Only the Strong. So yeah, you can learn the moves from the videos. But you need a teacher to teach you when and how to use them. But again, experience will always be your greatest teacher. Now, I got bullied in school a lot. And about the time The Last Boy Scout came out, with Bruce Willis and whoever the hell else, I think it was Damon Wayans, I'm not going to swear to it, but The Last Boy Scout. When the guy was playing football, he started running through the crowd, where the players just started nailing him with his 9mm Beretta, and he said, ain't life a bitch, and then he shot himself at the touchdown line. Yeah. So when I played football scrimmages with the people who played football for the team, they kept trying to tackle my knees. So I sorry. So I quickly pulled the Last Boy Scout, started front kicking the shit out of people. I didn't have a gun. But yeah, so after that, yeah, I'm like, okay. So here's how this is gonna work. I'm not gonna keep dealing with this shit. I'm gonna take this phone back to Best Buy and see what the fuck's wrong with this piece of crap. Anyway, so I'm running, I'm kicking, and they were like, you can't do that. I said, well, I'm gonna tell you what. Y'all ain't supposed to keep diving at my motherfucking knees either, so every time you dive at my knee, you're gonna lose a tooth. So after that, they decided, here's the rules. When James plays, we tag him. We do not try to tackle him because he's not fucking playing with us. He's kicking us in our face. He's kicking us in our chest. He doesn't give a damn. And therefore, now the guys I played with weren't in the list of high school bullies. One of them was, but he never physically got close enough to me for me to kick him in his goddamn chest. And the rest of them, they were okay, but they learned their lesson that day to not keep tackling me at my fucking kneecaps. And on the bully track of that, I had went to school, and for like almost 11 months, between 9 and 11 months, so I can get it almost exactly right, because you got, all right, you go to school in August, September, November, September, November, August, September, November, August, September, October, November, December. You're off for 2 weeks in December and 2 weeks in January. So then it's January, February, March, April, May. So between 9 and 11 months, these guys are just picking on me. And I knew Kung Fu. And I took all I could take. And then Miss Jones gave me the referral for threatening to kill every last fucking one of them. That's the long and short. But yet she watched them pick on a little mixed kid for 11 months and did and said absolutely fucking nothing because they were jocks. So again, you can learn the moves through video. Again, you'll need a teacher to teach you when to use the moves. Now, on the other hand, I'm an ace when it comes to martial arts. I'm not a master, at least not by legal terms. I'm not a sensei, at least not by legal terms. But I can teach you some shit. I can teach you more than you can teach me. I can almost guarantee you that. So, can you learn martial arts through videos and never go to class? Yes, you can. And I can tell you, I've been to classes and I've learned on video, so I've learned. I'm well-rounded when it comes to learning shit. Excuse me. The problem with it is that most people aren't willing to put in the time. And I can take any kid out of a dojo today and put them against a kid that's only been exposed to Power Rangers or Kamen Rider or something in that nature that only does martial arts. That kid that's watched all those videos will spank the floor with that kid in the dojo. Guaranteed. I'm James Williams Jr., Kung Fu Advocate number 2. Be seeing you.